Today I've got 12 of the strongest, longest lasting fragrances on the market. I've got an even mix, I think, of clone fragrances and designers. So stay tuned. This list is going to keep you smelling amazing for 10, 12, 14 hours. This is a powerful list. But before we dive in, I want to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done that. I've got videos coming out every couple days, and I'd love it if you join us. Also, give the video a like if you get something out of it, and let me know down in the comments what are your strongest, longest lasting fragrance. We'll compare notes on some beasts down in the comments. All right, so first up, I'll mention one that everybody kind of knows about, and some people say they don't get good performance out of it, but just a note on performance, and this is a fact. You can debate it all day long. Performance is often more about biology than it's about the chemistry of the fragrance. A lot of the time it's skin chemistry, but the vast majority of the time it's your actual olfactory biology. And so nose blindness is a real thing. Olfactory fatigue is a real thing. And so if we spray a fragrance on and just go out the door and forget about it, you've got a much better chance of actually accurately judging the longevity. It's just a fact, maybe you'll say whatever, but it's the truth. All right, this is one I get easily 14 hours of performance, and it projects for 4 hours. I'm talking about you've got a 6-foot scent bubble around you. I'm talking about the original Spicebomb Extreme. My sons love this fragrance, and multiple times I've tested it. I limit them 3 to 4 sprays. They're 9 and 11 years old. And with 4 sprays, I will smell them 6 feet away for hours. And every time I wear it or they wear it, it's 12 plus hours every time. All right, next let's go with this one. This one is a clone, and it's a clone of a fragrance that's a beast in its own right, but this one is, again, about a 14-hour fragrance. It's a killer clone of BR540 Extrait. This is Haramain Amber Oud Ruby. And so this one is the BR540 Extrait DNA to a T. It's a little more synthetic than the OG, but it's a synthetic fragrance profile as it is. But this is that wonderful, airy, transparent, kind of cotton candy sweet with a little bit of that burnt almond accord going on. It's a killer beast performer. Okay, next we'll go with one that I've got a tiny 15 ml bottle of because it's all I need. This stuff I can wear for 8 hours, take a shower, and still smell it clearly on my skin. This is Mosino Toy Boy. Trying to block my face, and hopefully the camera will focus. This little teddy bear bottle is a beast, and it is a waxy rose with spices. There's some other florals, there's some sweetness, but it's basically spicy rose, and it is it's unisex, but to me, this particular fragrance profile smells absolutely normal on a man. It's not overly, I get headaches from certain floral fragrances. This one is very dense and kind of dark. And there is a little bit of, I call it a waxy rose, but almost a plasticky feel to the rose. Definitely not for everybody. I probably wear it 3 times a year, but it is a awesome performer, Moschino Toy Boy. All right, next up, we'll go with this one. I have sung the praise of this fragrance. I just got a backup bottle that's on my shelf in the box still. This is my favorite leather fragrance. This is easily a 12 plus hour fragrance, and I smell it the entire time it's on my skin. This is Plein No Limits. It's basically leather, cardamom, cinnamon, black pepper, dark chocolate. It's got a dusty chocolate, a whole myriad of spices, and leather, a slightly animalic leather. I absolutely love it, but you have to love a leather fragrance that's got a touch of an animalic quality but sweetness, spice, and chocolate to the extreme. It lasts and lasts, and it projects wonderfully. Okay, next. This one is a clone of Aventus, Creed Aventus. I have a couple clones, and for the most part, I think they're all good performers, except for maybe one that I haven't tested enough. But this one's a great performer. It's a 12-hour fragrance on me. This one leads Fruity Aventus, and it's super cheap, like less than $25 even on Amazon. This is Haramain L'Aventure. They even have an intense version now that I understand is even stronger, but I don't need it. This one performs wonderfully on me. And again, I probably only wear this DNA once a month, and I've got a number to choose from. So I probably only wear this particular fragrance 3 times a year, but man, it is fantastic. It's a great performer. And if you like Fruity Aventus, here is a cheapy option, L'Aventure by Haramain, and it performs great. I'm stuttering today. It's early. It's 8 in the morning. I'm still waking up, drinking some coffee. All right, this next one is another Creed clone, and this one I couldn't believe the performance. This one is like supernatural performing. If I told you how long it lasts, you wouldn't believe me. You'd think I'm hyping it up. So let me just say it's a 14-hour fragrance. The reality is it lasts longer than that. It's a room filler. I've got stories about this one that you would crack up, just the way it's impacted people around me, you know, after it filled a giant room. You think I'm exaggerating. This is Club de Nuit SILLAGE. This is, of course, the Silver Mountain Water DNA. It does have a little bit of a Middle Eastern twist, though. There's something in it that reminds me almost a little bit of like a spiced incense, but that inky tea vibe with that floral kind of undertone. If you like Silver Mountain Water, this is, to me, the premier clone. It is a killer. SILLAGE, Club de Nuit SILLAGE. Okay, next we're going to go with one that is spicy vanilla with some woods. I love this fragrance. It's gotten a lot of hype. It's, you know, for some reason, I've done a couple of videos on it which haven't performed well, but this is one everyone should know about. If you don't, this is the most wanted parfum. You basically got a very sparkly ginger in the opening and some kind of fruits, I think citrus in the opening. And then it goes into what they call incandescent woods, so sort of a very vibrant woods or even sort of a burnt woods a little bit, and then a bourbon vanilla. But mostly what you get is sparkly ginger and bourbon vanilla. This is a 12+ hour fragrance on me. It is a parfum concentration, so it's got some real depth and some heft. Next, we're going to go with one that is love it or hate it. I think most people actually enjoy the smell. As a matter of fact, I know they do. It's one of the best-selling fragrances of all time. Sometimes people in Fragcom like to hate on it, but this stuff smells amazing. Dior Sauvage EDT. My bottle is only a couple years old, and it still performs 12 hours. It's powerful. It projects so well. You've got that peppery... I love it, that peppery opening. You've got ambroxan that's got a touch of that ambergris kind of funk to it. It is just a killer blue fragrance extreme. And I will tell you, I've got a couple clones of Sauvage, and none of them nail some people even call it animalic, but there's a little bit of a funkiness in Sauvage EDT that I haven't found a clone yet that nails it. I love it. It is actually a very complex fragrance. It's aromatic, beautiful blue fragrance that performs. Everyone loves the way it smells. Still, my most complimented fragrance of all time, more than all the clones. It's amazing. All right, next. This one is a Middle Eastern hype beast. It's a twist on Angel Share, and it is a monster. I will wear this 12 hours, I'll take a shower, I still smell it on me. I'm talking about Lattafa Camera. Beautiful, marshmallowy, sweet, vanillic, ambery, woodsy, a little bit boozy with cinnamon. It is such a gorgeous, hyper sweet, hyper strong, long-lasting, projecting fragrance. I'll walk into the room and my wife will tell me how good I smell. Lattafa Camera. Okay, next up, Let's see. We'll go with this one. This one is a clone of Mancera Red Tobacco. I've got Red Tobacco Intense on the way in the mail. I'm so excited. I just was able to get it for like 160. You know, it's brand new, so it's still expensive. But this is a clone of the original Red Tobacco, and it is awesome. It's powerful. It's a 12-hour fragrance. Dark, spicy, rich tobacco with cinnamon and pepper and patchouli, and I think there's even a licorice note. It is just powerful, dark, sweet, spicy tobacco. This is Paris Corner's Amir Wild and Tobacco, a fantastic clone of Red Tobacco. The opening is a little different than the Mancera. Some people say even a little more mass-pleasing. It's still pretty funky in the opening, but it's a great pickup. All right, next up, this is my favorite blue fragrance, and it's known in the community to be kind of a beast performer. For me, it's easily a 10 to 12 hour fragrance. I'm talking about Yves Saint Laurent Y EDP. I love that apple, sage, ginger, geranium. There's some other aromatics as well. Then you've got ambroxan and woods in the base. It is such a wonderful fragrance. It's got enough sweetness to work in the winter, but it's fresh enough and aromatic enough to work in the summer and the spring. It's an all year round fragrance. You can wear it casual. You can dress it up. I have called it the perfect men's fragrance. I think that's pretty accurate. Y EDP. I've got a bunch of clones of this one, and although I really like them all, none of them actually come super close to the quality and performance of the original. All right, this is the final one. This is number 12. This is a clone of Parfums de Marly Layton. I have a couple clones I could have put in here, but this one is now less than $30. You can get it in the $27, $28 range. It's gorgeous. It's almost as rich and complex as the PDM. I would say 90%. It is sweet, spicy, vanilla with apple. You know what I'm talking about. This is all Haramain, Detour Noir. I still think it's the best pickup as a clone for Parfums de Marly Layton because of the price. Alexandria's got a great clone. Fragrance World's got at least one great clone, probably more. What else? There's a great Anakid is now a Parfums de Marly exclusive, awesome clone. But this one I still think is just an absolute killer, and you can get it for less than $30. Okay, so that was 12 of my, strongest, best performing fragrances. I could have put 20 more in it, and I'll release more like this in the coming weeks. But let me know, what are your strong, amazing performing fragrances? Tell me down in the comments. And please subscribe to the channel and like if you dig this video. I'm Justin. This is SILLAGE Scents.